Meghan Markle has now formally endorsed one of the biggest online trolls of Catherine, the Princess of Wales.
One gift box may have just changed everything. Meghan reportedly sent a present, complete with a royal crest, to a figure many critics describe as one of the harshest online voices targeting Princess Catherine. Now the backlash is getting louder than ever. Calls to remove titles and wipe references from the royal website are spreading fast. So why is King Charles still staying silent on all of this? The bigger shock is who reportedly received that box. According to people who have followed his account for years, his comments about Catherine go far beyond simple criticism. Critics say he has repeatedly mocked and belittled her. He allegedly called her mediocre and took aim at her shortly after she returned to public life following cancer treatment. When a magazine praised her for walking across muddy grass in heels, he reportedly mocked the coverage, suggesting it made her look like nothing more than a bimbo with heels. That's the man Meghan Markle reportedly chose to thank, and not with a simple comment or a quick like. Instead, he received a carefully selected package that allegedly included tea, candles, and a handwritten note marked with her personal cipher, the small M beneath a crown. That detail instantly grabbed attention and sparked even more debate. Not long after, he reportedly went online and openly celebrated receiving the gift. That's when confusion quickly turned into outrage. Many people questioned how this could have happened. Sending a package isn't something that happens by accident. It requires a name, an address, and specific delivery details. Critics argue that raises an obvious question. Was this person already known to Meghan's team, or was the information provided by someone else? Either way, people wanted answers. That question became even harder to ignore because of what happened only days before. Speaking in Geneva at a World Health Organization event, Meghan delivered an emotional message about the dangers of online bullying and harmful behavior on the internet.
Meghan Markle sending a care package, an as-ever goodie package, to a real troll, a real hateful person to Prince William, Princess Catherine, and their children.
Urging people to be intentional, she called for greater efforts to help protect children and create a safer online environment. Think before you like, before you share. Choose something better for our kids. Those words were still fresh in people's minds when critics noticed reports that a gift had been sent to someone widely accused of targeting a mother of 3 with harsh online commentary. The reaction was immediate. Across social media, many users repeated the same phrase, "Make it make sense." Within hours, critics had attached a new nickname to the controversy, calling her the Duchess of Hypocrisy as the debate exploded online. The discussion didn't stop there. Critics also brought up past claims involving guests who appeared on projects connected to Meghan, arguing that the situation fit a larger pattern. These claims remain matters of public debate, but they added even more attention to an already growing controversy. For many critics, the issue wasn't simply whether Meghan overlooked harsh behavior online. They argued that her public message and the actions being discussed didn't seem to match. That's the contradiction people kept focusing on, and it reignited frustrations that had been building for years. The response wasn't quiet or limited to a few comments. Calls grew louder, with many demanding action from the royal family. Messages flooded social media with demands like, "Get them off the royal website," "Strip the titles," "Do it now." Thousands expressed similar views as the backlash continued to grow. The most popular reactions all seemed to point toward the same person, King Charles. Critics argued that if he was aware of the controversy and chose not to respond, his silence would only raise more questions. Some commenters claimed that doing nothing could be seen as accepting the situation, while others warned that any effort to bring Meghan back into the royal fold would create even more public backlash. At the center of the debate was a question many people couldn't stop asking. If a package was sent directly to this individual, how was the address obtained? Critics argued that this left them with several possibilities. Some questioned whether Meghan's public statements about limiting her online activity matched what was being reported, while others wondered whether members of her circle were more familiar with online commentators than previously believed. As the story spread, speculation exploded across social media. Some theories became increasingly dramatic, with users making claims about secret connections, hidden arrangements, and behind-the-scenes coordination. Others even suggested authorities should look into the matter. However, no public evidence has been presented to support those accusations.
Prince Harry's got his security back. I said, what do you mean? So I went online and there was no official word.
Even so, many people were quick to believe the rumors because they viewed the controversy through the lens of previous royal disputes and long-running public tensions. That history kept the story moving and gave critics plenty to talk about. Yeah, no one cares. Critics point to several past incidents that they believe form a larger pattern. Years ago, reports circulated claiming that Harry and Meghan had contacted an online personality known as Henry's cousin to express appreciation. Supporters and critics have debated those claims ever since, but the story continues to resurface whenever new controversies emerge. According to critics, the questions didn't stop there. They also point to reports involving individuals connected to media projects, public appearances, and royal-related events. One frequently discussed example involves an online commentator who was known for posting harsh remarks about Catherine and who was reportedly seen in closer proximity to Meghan during a visit to Australia. Another example often raised is Meghan's public thanks to her online supporters during an Invictus-related appearance, where she praised them for all that you do. Critics also claim there are records showing Meghan interacted with posts from the latest controversial online figure before reports of any gift package surfaced. Taken together, they argue the list keeps growing. A reported phone call, project connections, public interactions, social media engagement, and now a gift package. For critics, the issue is not any single event on its own. They argue that multiple incidents create the appearance of a recurring pattern rather than isolated mistakes. Supporters, however, would likely view those connections very differently. Either way, the debate has only intensified, with both sides fiercely arguing over what these events really mean. So, where is Meghan in all of this? That's the question some royal watchers have been asking lately. In recent days, Harry has appeared at several public events on his own, including a polo outing and a high-profile cookbook launch in downtown Los Angeles for chef Jose Andres. Those solo appearances immediately sparked fresh speculation online. What caught people's attention was that Jose Andres is often viewed as being closer to Meghan's circle than Harry's. He even appeared on one of her projects, leading some commentators to wonder why she wasn't there herself. Critics quickly jumped on the story, with one writer joking that Harry looked like he was carrying out another solo royal engagement, standing in a crowded room and hoping people still saw him as a prince. Others focused on the couple's public image. One royal commentator brought up Meghan's past description of herself and Harry as salt and pepper, saying they were once known for moving everywhere together. Now, critics argue they seem to be appearing separately more often. Those same observers point to highly publicized outings from recent years, including sporting events, concerts, and other headline-grabbing appearances that generated endless photos and media coverage. Yet critics claim they rarely see the couple in more ordinary public moments, which has only fueled more rumors and debate about what is really going on behind the scenes. Then came another awkward moment that quickly grabbed attention. Reports began circulating that Meghan had filmed a surprise cameo appearance in a movie starring Lily Collins, allegedly playing herself. The problem, according to critics, is that a surprise cameo only works if it stays a surprise. Rumors spread that details about the appearance reached the press early, sparking debate over whether the reveal had been spoiled before audiences ever got the chance to see it. As the speculation grew, so did the gossip. Some online commentators even claimed the production could reconsider the appearance if they believed it might distract from the project.
This isn't a guy who's been subtle about his attacks on the Prince and Princess of Wales. He hasn't been, this isn't someone that just slightly negative. I mean, he's pretty atrocious with his attacks.
No public confirmation has supported those claims, but the rumors spread rapidly across social media and entertainment circles. The discussion soon shifted to Meghan's broader business ambitions. Critics pointed to reports about her relationship with Netflix, claiming enthusiasm around potential commercial partnerships never developed into the major product expansion some had expected. According to those reports, there were disagreements and misunderstandings about future plans, although many details remain unconfirmed. Attention also turned to her lifestyle brand and product offerings. Critics questioned whether items such as specialty jams, candles, and decorative matches were unique enough to stand out in a crowded market. Supporters, meanwhile, argued that premium lifestyle products are common and that success often comes down to branding and audience appeal. Either way, the debate over her business ventures shows no sign of slowing down. The criticism kept piling up. Meghan's sister has reportedly claimed that Meghan had little experience making jam herself and argued that many of the brand's ideas seemed similar to products already on the market. Those comments resurfaced quickly, and for some critics, they made the gift box controversy seem even more bizarre. Then, people started analyzing the unboxing video frame by frame. Viewers joked about how the recipient appeared more interested in inspecting the contents than celebrating them. Some online commenters focused on the candles, while others debated the packaging choices. A few even raised questions about shipping materials, though no official findings have confirmed any safety concerns. One detail sparked particular attention. Critics pointed out that the candle included in the package appeared similar to a product Meghan had previously joked about or criticized on camera. That irony wasn't lost on social media users, and it quickly became part of the conversation. The most charitable interpretation shared by critics was simple. Instead of selling products, Meghan was now giving them away, even to people who had publicly criticized her family. That claim spread fast and became another talking point in an already heated debate. While controversy continued to swirl around Meghan, another royal figure dominated attention without saying a word. Catherine, Princess of Wales. During the same week that the gift box story sparked headlines, Catherine attended a cancer charity reception wearing a red dress decorated with small heart patterns, a vintage Rodarte design. There was no public response to the controversy, no direct comment, and no attempt to engage with the debate. Instead, she appeared alongside King Charles at their first joint engagement in 3 years, a moment that attracted significant attention given their shared experiences with cancer treatment and recovery. One writer described the appearance as an outpouring of love in dress form. That phrase quickly spread among supporters who praised Catherine's approach and presence at the event. What stood out to many observers was that Catherine never mentioned Meghan at all. She didn't need to. Supporters argued that the contrast between the two stories spoke for itself. Royal watchers compared public appearances, media coverage, and crowd reactions, with each side drawing its own conclusions about public support and popularity. Critics also revived claims that Meghan had tried to take credit for William and Catherine appearing more affectionate in public in recent years, including more hand-holding and visible displays of warmth. Those claims remain disputed, but they added another layer to an already heated royal debate. The response from many royal watchers was straightforward. They argued that Catherine doesn't need guidance from anyone when it comes to how she presents herself in public. Supporters say she spent years following the example and wishes of the late Queen and now approaches royal life in her own way. In their view, no outside lessons are necessary. But Catherine isn't the only royal-generating discussion. Reports surrounding an upcoming wedding involving Peter Phillips, the late Queen's eldest grandchild and Harry's cousin, have also sparked headlines. According to media speculation, Harry may not be expected to attend. No official explanation has been provided, but commentators have offered plenty of theories. Some suggest that because Harry and Meghan attract intense media attention, their presence at major family events can sometimes become the focus of coverage rather than the event itself. Critics argue that this dynamic creates challenges for private family gatherings, especially weddings, where the spotlight is meant to remain on the couple getting married. Whether those concerns are justified or not, the discussion has fueled another round of debate about Harry's relationship with the wider royal family.
Wasn't it Meghan who had Jose on her unpopular Netflix non-cooking show? Yet here's Harry stepping out alone, playing culinary bestie. Why did Harry go solo? Why didn't Meghan go with him?
Meanwhile, separate reports have focused on Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie. Commentators have speculated about differing views within royal circles regarding the York family and their public role. Various claims about family tensions, finances, and past associations continue to circulate online, but many of those allegations remain subjects of public speculation and dispute rather than established fact. Supporters argue that, at the end of the day, it's a private family wedding and that no one involved has been proven to have done anything wrong. Critics, however, respond that public perception matters just as much as the facts. In their view, even the appearance of controversy can create problems. Either way, what started as a discussion about a family celebration has turned into a larger conversation about relationships, loyalties, and who may or may not be close to the royal family these days. But wedding speculation isn't the only issue drawing attention. Another subject frequently raised by critics is African Parks, the conservation organization with which Prince Harry has been closely associated. The organization has faced serious allegations involving some of its rangers and members of the Baka communities, indigenous forest peoples, who have traditionally lived off the land for generations. Reports have alleged mistreatment carried out in the name of conservation efforts. A review reportedly led by Cherie Blair examined some of the claims and identified concerns, but critics have argued that the public explanation left many questions unanswered. That lack of detail has continued to fuel debate and demands for greater transparency. Critics argue that the response from the charity was essentially a promise to address the concerns and improve the situation. However, some campaigners and observers remain dissatisfied, claiming that important questions are still unresolved. That's one reason certain critics have called for Harry to step away from his role. They argue that stronger public leadership is needed, while supporters counter that responsibility for complex organizational issues extends beyond any one individual. Many critics have also pointed to Harry's past statements about accountability and speaking out. They ask why the same level of urgency has not been more visible regarding allegations connected to organizations he supports. Supporters, on the other hand, note that investigations and governance processes often involve multiple layers of management and oversight. The discussion then shifts to Invictus, the sporting event that has become one of Harry's most recognized projects. Critics claim the organization faces financial challenges and point to reports about funding, sponsorship targets, and corporate support. Some reports suggest expected sponsorship levels have not fully materialized, while others highlight concerns about long-term financial sustainability. Another issue raised by critics involves how funds are allocated and how much directly benefits participating veterans and service members. Questions have also been raised about support for competitors attending the games. These concerns continue to spark debate, with supporters emphasizing the positive impact Invictus has had on many participants, while critics push for greater transparency and accountability. Some critics argue that one of the biggest concerns surrounding Invictus is whether enough support reaches former service members after they leave active duty. They point to reports claiming that certain participants may face significant personal costs when attending events, though supporters of the organization emphasize the positive opportunities and community the games provide for many veterans. From there, critics make a broader argument about Harry's approach to charity work. They claim he focuses heavily on public appearances and symbolic moments, while the less visible work is carried out by staff, organizers, volunteers, and professionals working behind the scenes for long hours. Supporters would likely argue that public figures play an important role in attracting attention, funding, and awareness to charitable causes, making both forms of contribution valuable. Critics also frequently discuss Harry's high-profile visits to areas affected by landmines, drawing comparisons to similar humanitarian efforts associated with Princess Diana. Some commentators have questioned how such appearances are presented in the media, arguing that powerful images often receive more attention than the ongoing work required to address complex issues on the ground. Supporters, however, maintain that public awareness campaigns can generate meaningful support for important causes. The debate extends to Invictus itself. Commentators often point out that the concept was inspired by existing programs supporting wounded veterans and service members. Critics argue this demonstrates that Harry built upon an established model rather than creating something entirely new, while supporters see that as a practical way of bringing a successful idea to a wider audience. Another topic that continues to generate speculation involves Harry's security arrangements in the United Kingdom. Questions about what level of protection he may receive, who would fund it, and how future decisions might be handled have fueled endless discussion. Requests for clarification from officials have reportedly received limited public responses, leaving plenty of room for rumors and competing theories. As a result, critics suspect that important decisions may already have been made behind closed doors, while supporters argue there is no evidence to support those assumptions. Until official information is released, the debate is likely to continue, with both sides fiercely defending their positions and questioning what happens next. As one viewer put it, if he'd been refused, he'd be shouting it from the rooftops. That comment quickly gained traction online as speculation around Harry's security situation continued to grow. Then, almost on cue, fresh stories surfaced claiming that Harry and Meghan's ties to Frogmore had been further pushed into the spotlight, just as Harry's expected return to the UK became a major topic of discussion. For many royal watchers, the contrast couldn't be more striking. Critics argue that one woman publicly speaks about kindness while becoming linked to controversies involving people accused of online bullying. Meanwhile, another says very little, avoids the public back and forth, and still manages to command attention wherever she goes. Whether fair or not, that's the comparison dominating conversations right now. What do you think about all of this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others so you never miss the latest royal news and controversy updates.